and gentlemen. Today is an absolutely lovely day, but today's video is about poo. Lucky you. Before we get started properly, I'm going to warn you that I am going to show you videos of my current toilet arrangement, and I haven't emptied it and cleaned it because I want to show you what it is actually like. So within the next 20 or so seconds, you may be coming face to face with some of the realities of toilets on a boat. I just thought I'd warn you. Let's crack on. So this is my current toilet arrangement. It is a toilet from Trobolo, and it is a separated toilet. I like separated toilets because they are easier to empty sensibly and easily, and also they smell an awful lot less than a chemical toilet. And the reason for this is what it does is, and here's where you get to see, unfortunately, it separates the solids from the liquids. And actually, the thing that makes toilet smell is when you mix the bacteria of poo with the nutrients of wee, and then the bacteria have a little party and they start to smell. Now this has done me well for a couple of years, but it does have its disadvantages. The first thing is you can see it's quite small. I've actually had to stand it on some stools in order to, if you excuse the expression, in order to make it a sensible height to sit on. But the other thing is about the way that it keeps the smell down, because even with separating everything, it does smell a little bit. Now, there's three ways that separated toilets can deal with the smell. Way number one is just not to bother with it and to have the smell, and that works perfectly well in a sort of outhouse or a privy. It's not, it's not bad smell except in the height of summer. But on a narrowboat, that's a little bit close. Way number two is what this does. It has a sealing top, so it seals all of the smells inside. No worries. The only problem is when you open it, you get what you might term the full experience. And then the other thing, of course, is because it seals everything inside, it seals the humidity inside as well, which doesn't do wonders for the smell. So way number three is that you have a fan on the side of the toilet. It doesn't need to be a big fan, that then creates a negative air pressure inside the toilet, sucks air inside it, and that has two effects. One, it dries out the solids and stops them from smelling as badly, and two, it removes the smell and puts it somewhere else. Normally outside, although actually I've got a different solution. So it's time to replace this. I have ordered a kit from a firm called Kildwick. I was told today it has arrived at the depot, so I'm going to go and pick it up, pay the customs charges, take it to a friend's house where we shall start building the kit, and you shall see my new toilet come together. So let's do that. Right, I've picked up the toilet, I've got my instructions, and it's time to see what it is we've got in the box. So our first thing is, we've got the box for the solids, which contains a fan set, some nails, glue, and a tool which we will need, a spill guard kit, which we'll look at later, and some hinges. So I don't need any of this just for the moment, apart from the nails. We've got the pee tank, which again I don't need yet, but I will do. We've got a toilet seat. We have got the separator. Let's just open that up and see what it looks like. So this is the thing that the seat goes on top of, with the separator. And we have got a pile of bits. So which has happened, is that this little thing has come off the toilet seat. So I'll push that back on, and then we're all ready to build. Now then, what I think I will do is, you don't need to see me build each bit in real time, so I shall fast forward through the build process. You can see me doing it, and then we'll come back when we've got the main bit done. Well, that's it, more or less built. You'll see I haven't put the lid on yet, or indeed the hinges to keep it in place, and that is a reason for that. But if you have a look in here, you can see we've got our 2 tanks. This thing has got a nice bung to stop any unpleasant smells coming out. Now, the reason why I haven't completely finished it off as yet is because whilst it went together very, very well, it does need a little go over with some sandpaper, and of course I need to protect it against water ingress, and I'm using the term water quite wrongly. And as you can imagine, if water got into this wood, it would quickly turn very, very nasty indeed. So I am going to have to protect it with some sort of varnish or wax or lacquer. I haven't made a decision yet, and I shall probably do that back at my boat before I do the final installation of everything else. I'll see you back there. Right, so I'm back at my boat, and here are the component parts of the toilet. What I need to do next is to run over them with sandpaper and get rid of any sharp corners and so on, and then get them protected. So I will do that, and the next time you see me, we shall have some nice scuffed up parts ready to be protected. Let's crack on with that. Right, and here we are with the components up on the rear deck in the tent. I've got the box behind me, and I'm going to use Runseal interior wax to protect it. I had a choice of varnish, lacquer or wax. Varnish takes longer to dry and is more difficult to get a nice finish. Lacquer is very good, but it has a very high volatile organic content, and it would probably stink the place out and possibly make me a bit high at the same time. So this is quite a good sort of medium choice. It'll make it nice and hard. It won't be a particularly shiny finish. I don't want a shiny finish. I just want it to look like a toilet. So I'm going to crack on and get a few coats of that put on, and I will come back to you probably tomorrow when it is all done. So let's do that. Right then, the loo has been waxed and it's ready to go. The more perceptive amongst you may realise that it hasn't been waxed terribly neatly. You know, I'm not actually that fussed about what it looks like. I'm fussed whether it is durable. It is, after all, just a box in which I'm going to defecate. So the job to do now is to crack on and to get all the ancillaries fitted. So I'm going to do that in fast forward motion. So let's crack on. installed in my admittedly none too clean bathroom. We have the bag in, we have a handful of sawdust in there, we have our seal. Pull that bottle forwards, close this down, and we are ready to go, with the exception of half a bottle of vinegar to go in the tank, just to stop smells and to stop any lime scale forming. So half a bottle of cheap vinegar per tank, and then our smell stopper consisting of a bung, and there we go, all ready to use. Marvellous. If you enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time, either for some more stories about the BCN or possibly for an update on the water and toilet situation. For example, I haven't yet fitted the fan, so that'll be a future video. As I say, please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.